Well, everybody, welcome back to my garden. Today is June 18th. It is the morning, and I just did some harvesting while my husband has the kids inside, and I figured I'd give you a quick tour. It's going to be a quick one because I got to go back inside. My dahlias and gladiolas and all the flowers we planted over here are doing really well. They're starting to pop up. And then the Thai basil. I moved all of my herbs to a different garden bed because they weren't getting enough sun. And then the marigolds and the gladiolas. Look at the color of these. They are beautiful. We're supposed to get some rain today, so I'm not going to pick any right now. I need to come out and deadhead a lot of stuff. And then our strawberry bed is doing fabulous. Lots of strawberries, almost ripe. Blackberries are doing okay. Green Bean Mountain is still in Green Bean Alley. And all the dahlias right here. I'm going to probably pull a lot of these green beans out soon because I have bush beans going. So we can plant some other things in this garden bed because we're not really able to access a lot of this garden bed. There's not, we just can't get into it because of all the mass. So we'll replant some probably over there and make like a trellis situation to string them up so they're easier to harvest. I know people say cattle panels, but cattle panels are expensive, y'all. So, and then we have some marigolds popping up. And the squash is getting tall, and these tomatoes need to be strung up, but they're doing good too. I got my first ripe tomatoes off of the other garden bed, not this one. Some flowers are coming up. I thought those were sunflowers, but I think it's just a different type of sunflower because I planted sunflowers all through the middle and end of here. And that's the only one that's flowered so far. And then more squash. Lots of squash. I need to come in and prune these because they're starting to get rust spots. But I moved one herb plant there, one over here. You see why I moved it? It was really stringy and losing a lot of its life. And then our pepper plant. The marigold in there. Cucumbers. Tomatoes. I'm going to be offloading a lot of these tomatoes, but there's okra that's flowering. There's jalapenos that are flowering now. They've gotten really big in the last few weeks. The birdie's at our feeder. I need to fill up our bird feeder. And then our brassicas are doing okay. They're starting to get ate. I saw a head on one of them the other day, but we'll probably just harvest them for the leaves, to be quite honest. And cook up the leaves like some cabbage. But look at that. A little okra flower. My jalapenos. More jalapenos, more tomatoes that I need to offload. I needed to offload tomatoes out of this bed, but it's at the point where I'm not sure if the roots are so intertwined that if I was to transplant them, they would survive. But I got our first little zucchini off of one of these plants, and I have another one over here that is probably going to be ready to pick tomorrow. But look at it. And then lots of flowers coming up over here too. But yeah, everything's doing pretty good. The basil's growing up nice. This is the bed that I got our first tomatoes out of. I haven't been out here in a few days, so just because of taking care of my kids and all of our appointments, but the onions that I planted are doing pretty good. They're starting to get some leafage, but that's where my tomato was. And then there was one in the middle here. And the flowers that we planted here are doing pretty good. And then volunteer tomatoes, all up in there from last year. We had tomatoes in here last year before I knew I was pregnant with our twins. And once I got further on in my pregnancy, it just became unmanageable and I wasn't allowed to do anything. I got put on bed rest. It was an awful time for the garden. We weren't allowed to do anything. My mom came down and helped us with stuff, but I mean, there's only so much you can do with kids and a pregnant daughter and that can't get out of bed and gets hospitalized all the time. So that's our garden so far today, and it's supposed to rain today. The other side is doing just as good. I'll walk you over there, but there'll be a cut, so see you in a second. Okay, it was a minute for me, but it was like seconds for you. So here we are at the other side. Little bee pollinating. Go, little bee, go. Good job. The marigolds are coming in really nicely. The lady's thumb is attracting all of the bugs, so that's really nice. And all the good bugs. But with how big it's getting, I don't think I'm going to let it reseed. I think I'm going to yank it out. Just because, like, I have some flowers like Johnny Jump Ups in there and the elderberry bushes in there, and it's just not getting a lot of light because of those. And then the elderberries are doing fabulously. Look at those. And then all of my gladiolas over here are practically blooming and falling over. I've picked a lot of them, but I'm going to have to come out and pick more of these before the rain hits. The ones over there are fine because they aren't falling over, but these ones have gotten so tall, competing for air and for light, that they just flop over in the wind. So these are probably not going to stay over here after this year. I'll probably move them over to the main garden area. And then our blueberries are blueberrying, but my kids will yell at me if I pick those because they can pick those through the fence. And then our dahlias over here are doing okay. Lots of bugs, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's just because of where they are or what, but then our blackberry bush that was surviving is now dead because my husband chopped it. So it is what it is. But, yep, that is our garden today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.